the lounge where the stories climb high. Dr. Rhonda's in the groove where the pages touch the sky. Sip on inspiration, let the moments unwind. Every voice a horizon, new tales intertwine. From pen to passion where the art feels divine. Authors vibing together, creativity and time. So pull up your chair, let your spirit align. Horizons off the lounge where words come alive. Welcome to Horizons Off the Line.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and I am back with another episode of the Horizons Off the Lounge, and we are about to get it started. Thank you for your patience. We had a couple of little technical difficulties, but you know how we do. We always work it out, and we're ready to get started because it's going to be an amazing show because I have two amazing guests, and I just can't wait to talk with one of them. I'm looking at her in the background, and she's just smiling and grinning and skinning and grinning, and I just can't wait to talk with her. But I have a couple of announcements because your girl is about to start her United States tour. And I might as well call it for a world tour because I'm going overseas too. Well, not overseas, maybe, I don't know, over an ocean or something, but I'm going to Antigua in May. So, you know, whatever you want to call it. But before I go there, I'm going to cross the river and go to and go over to Virginia, and I'm going to be signing copies of my books. Trust, two totally different books. So I'm going to be signing copies of my book Trust and my new novel Surprise Swipe Right, which is a holiday romantic comedy. But just because it's a holiday comedy does not mean it's not a good story. So I want you guys to get a copy of this book. So if you are going to be in the VA, I'm gonna go ahead, and I done forgot to put the I'm gonna show y'all the flyer because I forgot to load the flyer. I was so busy talking to my producer, I forgot to put the flyer in the in the system. So don't mind me, y'all, but it'll be in the system before the show is over. So don't even worry about it, y'all. Don't have any fear. I'm gonna show y'all the flyer, but I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna be in the VA. When am I gonna be in the VA? On Saturday. I know it's the Easter weekend, but I'm gonna still be in the VA this coming Saturday over at the Blend Coffee House. And I would love for you guys to meet me there and get a copy of these books because we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna drink some coffee and we're gonna talk about the art of writing. And it's going to be fun. We're just going to vibe. Also, for those of you who don't know, I am the author advocate for the creators' rights movement. And what that means is I am trying to get more authors to think about their rights when it comes to copyright. And what some people don't realize, they think that just because they got their book copyrighted, which you should, get your book copyrighted. But don't think just because you got your book copyrighted that it's protected forever, because it's not protected forever. So what happens is for your life plus 70 years, it's protected. But what happens if your book does really, really well in its 69th year or so, and then all of a sudden in the 71st year, it does great and it's in the public domain, and then everybody gets to make money off of it except for your family. And you thought that you established a whole legacy for your family, but now everybody gets to benefit from it except for your family. Isn't that messed up? So what we are trying to do is advocate for perpetual copyright. So on April 1st, we are launching a 1,000 names in 30 days campaign. So if you go to this website that's on your screen right now, creatorsrightsmovement.com, you can learn more about the movement. And then on April 1st, I want you to sign the petition so you can be one of those 1,000 names. And if you go to my Substack, you'll learn more information about it, because I've been putting a lot of great information about copyright, about AI. You know, I'm an AI girly, but it doesn't mean that I think you should just give away all your rights and let AI do all the work for you. There's a way to do it responsibly. So I talk a lot about that on my Substack, and I've been actually giving a lot of flowers to some lovely ladies in the literary industry for Women's History Month. So there's a lot going on my Substack. So make sure that you hit my Substack up, get all of this great information on there, and then go ahead and then subscribe for free. So those are my announcements for right now. I'll probably repeat those a little bit later. But for right now, I am going to bring up, there's my Substack. So go ahead and click on that. Click on that. Give me a free subscribe. And let's get it popping, because there's some great stuff on there. But like I said, without any further ado, it is time to meet my very first guest. And like I said, she's still skinning and grinning. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on, Miss Siera London. Woo! Hello.
Hi, Rhonda.
I love your background looking like mine with all the books in the back.
Yes. So many books.
I love it. I love it. One of these days we're gonna have time to read all these books back there, huh?
Yes. I do try. I do more audio books now than I used to, but I do try.
Me too.
If I bring them in the house, I try to consume them.
Yes, me too. I mean, I have some great books up here that I am going to eventually get to. I have Michael Eric Dyson up here. I have James McBride up here. Who else do I have up here? Ketanji Brown Jackson. I just got her book. Yeah. I went to her book discussion at my church a couple weeks ago. So I got her book. Yeah, so eventually I'm going to have time to read all of these books. But the thing is, I have them.
Yes. And that's important, right?
Yes.
I think it's important to have literature in our homes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me. I think this is your first time in the Horizons Author Lounge.
It is. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. So what you have going on these days, ma'am?
Okay, so I have to say this. It's a shout out to me because today is my 11th year anniversary as a published author. Yay. So thank you all for being here with me. Rhonda, thank you so much for having this opportunity to connect authors with more readers, with just a larger audience. So I appreciate you.
Oh, that is awesome. You know what? You are celebrating your anniversary with me, and I feel so honored.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's an awesome day. It's an awesome day.
The time goes by fast, doesn't it, though?
It does. Someone actually said today, Siera, you're an OG. And I said, you know what? I might be.
Well, shoot, I've been in the game a little bit longer than you, so I guess I'm an OG too.
I know, OG triple. So
what? Yeah. Not a triple. That's hilarious. So how many books have you been able to fit into those 11 years?
So I believe I'm at book 49 coming out.
Wow, 49 books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I have not written 49 books. I just have 25.
Look, every book is a new milestone. I celebrate, every word. If you're able to finish a story, celebrate.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Now, how in the world do you find time to write 49 books?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know if I have a good answer. But what I will say, for me, stories are everywhere. I don't think I ever run out of stories to tell. It's more a balance of balancing life, like Siera London life, and then life is happening life, right? Because even out behind the pen, life is happening in the industry, but life is also happening in my home, in my family, in my community, and in the world at large. And I think it's always been a balancing act, how much you devote to your writing, and it changes because to everything there's a season. And there was a time early on when I was writing, I would definitely say the first 5 or 6 years, where I was writing like every day. And I don't write every day anymore because for me it was breaking my body, and I know that's not everybody's reality,
Mhm.
but I definitely had to put some things in perspective when it came to my health. So I still consider myself a prolific writer. Like, you do get stuff from me every year, but not at the same pace that I did early on.
Now, when you write, I'm the type of person, I believe that there are different types of writing, or there are different paces of writing. Sometimes I may not write a word that day, but I still consider it writing if I'm doing research. I still consider it writing if I'm reading over something that I already wrote.
Yeah.
Or I still consider it writing if maybe I'm just going through my files. If it has to do with the project that I'm working on, it's still a part of the writing process. How do you think of writing?
Like you, I feel like the creative process is more than just the act of writing, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like everybody puzzles out their stories in different ways. Some people are, butt in seat, fingers on the keyboard.
Yes.
I actually start with pen and paper. That's how I start most of my books, and then I go to dictation. Then it's, butt and seat, fingers on the keyboard. So that's my process, and it works for me. And every author, every writer has their own process, but I do feel like you have to be organic to who you are
Hmm.
and do what helps you get words on the page. Like I said, there was a time in my life as a writer, and I write romance primarily, that I wrote every day. And I don't do that anymore. I truly take weekends off, y'all. I write Monday through Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, you can find me and Mr. Awesome walking the beach, walking hand in
Oh,
hand
Mr. Awesome.
somewhere, sitting in a movie theater, spilling popcorn with butter all over my shirt. Like, that's where you can find me. And it works. It works for us. He's happy, I'm happy, the family's happy, so that works for me. But I agree, like, writing, the creative process is more than just getting words on the page, because you got to think about, after that book is written, how you gonna sell that book, how you gonna
Yes.
get that book to your audience, how you gonna
Yes.
market that book, how you gonna find where your readers are and spend time with them. Y'all just devouring this book together. So it's a lot more than just getting the words on the page.
Now, you said something. You said that stories are everywhere.
Mm.
So there are going to be people who are watching this interview, and they're going to say, how in the world do you come up with 49 different ideas? And I'm quite sure it's way more than 49 ideas. You've just written 49 books, but you
Yeah.
probably have way more ideas. So where do you get your ideas?
So, okay, for me, I like to read. And I'm not just talking about books, y'all. I'm reading my news feed. I'm reading y'all posts. Some of them crazy, some of them crazier. I'm reading
Well,
magazines.
I hope you haven't been reading my posts, because I've been going off on my page lately.
So, but you know what? But all of that fuels stories. Because for me, I really believe that we're all storytellers. I believe that most of us spend our lives telling stories, right? Like, you were telling a story before you even brought me on stage. You were telling about your travel, right?
Hmm.
I heard your interview with Fierce, and you're talking about different things, right? You're talking about her journey. You're talking about children's books. You're talking about, her brother and her
Yes.
inspiration. Like, all of those are stories, and we're constantly telling each other stories. It's just, as a writer, my job is to pick those stories and pull the pieces from all those stories that we tell each other, that we tell our girlfriends, that we tell our spouses, our partners, our coworkers, our bosses, like, all these stories that we tell, and put it all together in a way that resonates, right, with you, that speaks to a larger message in a way that's entertaining but still enlightening, that brings about growth. So that's what I mean when I say there are stories all around us, because almost every time we open our mouth, if we're not talking to ourselves, we're usually telling somebody a story about something, even if it's, grandmama's words. Now, you know what grandma said about that. And, my mama always said that that's a story.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I love reflecting back on some of the things that my grandmother told me when I was
Yeah.
growing up. I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna include all of this in a book.
Yes. Yes. My grandmother's stories, they fuel me. They have fueled so many of my dreams.
Mhm.
Um, and she was one of the first people that, my mom, she's a disciplinarian, I'll just say that. And my dad, he's a softie, but my grandmother, she really fueled my dreams. And when I was a kid, my grandmother would come and visit on the weekend, and she would catch the bus to come and see me and my mom. And I would take bus trips with her, and we would drive to the other side of the tracks, y'all. I'm from the South, so we drive to the other side of the tracks. And we wouldn't get off the bus, but we would be on the bus, and we'd be riding through these really nicer neighborhoods. And she'd say, one day that's going to be your house, and one day that's going to be your car. And one day you're going to live on a street that looks like this. And you know what? Grandma was right. Grandma was
Mm,
right.
love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So she was actually speaking into you, and she may not have
Yes,
realized, or maybe she did realize she was speaking into you. You
she
didn't realize
was.
she was speaking into you.
I didn't, but she was.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, what are you working on now? Have you put her into any of your stories yet?
Y'all, there's always a grandma or a wise woman or a wise man in my stories. That's just the way I'm wired. Yeah, I'm what you call old people kid. You know they say that like that little girl been here before. Like that's me. Yeah.
Love it.
So so right now I have this delicious book that's coming out
Did you
August
see a delicious
11th.
book?
A delicious book.
Come on, delicious.
A delicious book, A Hard Habit to Break. Yes, this
Mm,
is the art copies. I have them. I have to do my unboxing, but I pulled out one just for you all. But this beautiful book
we
is
so
coming from
lucky.
Grand Central Publishing, August 11th, yeah, 2026. And book one, Fake It Till You Make It, is already out and on shelf. So y'all can grab that. And yeah, I absolutely, absolutely love this series, the Calvary Brothers series. It is a small town romance, right? Rom com that
Mm,
features a Black family. So they're a biracial family. Mom is Black, dad is white, and they have three sons, Eli, Tobias, and Noah. And so each book is one of the brothers' stories. And if you
mm.
like fun pets, you'll meet Hiccup in book one. And in book two, you meet this crazy little cat called Clam Clam. And
So,
yes,
like, wait, the cat is a character in the book too.
yes, yes, yes. The animals are characters in the book. They bring so much personality to this little town that I absolutely love. And I actually started writing this series during the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah. So my husband and I, we were living in Northern Virginia. And we're actually moving from Northern Virginia, y'all. We close on our Florida house tomorrow. So that's why I
Okay.
got on my work clothes. But so we were living in Northern Virginia. Everything was closed. And we would get in the car and we would just ride. We would just get in the car and just go. And on one of our trips, we ended up in Harper's Ferry in West Virginia. And it was so peaceful, just driving across the cobblestone roads, the waterfall coming down, crossing the Potomac, just going into this like quaint little small town with these little ma and pop shops and the little green awnings with the white trim. And it made me feel free. Because I don't know about you, but during the pandemic, I felt trapped in a way.
Yeah.
Just being in my house and knowing that I could go out, but it might not be safe, or I might bring something back in that caused my family harm. And so to go out there and breathe this like fresh West Virginia air and feel like this nice humidity just kind of falling on my skin, like the dew in the
Yes.
morning, just fresh. Y'all, it just felt so good. And I said, you know what? I'm going to capture this feeling and put it in a book. And that's how Service, West Virginia was born and the Calvary family.
Love it. But now,
Yeah.
how did you know that you were going to make this into a series?
Oh, that's a good question. Someone asked me that question before.
Oh,
I don't always know if a book is going to be a series. I will say that. And so I
okay.
write my books in a way so that they can be read individually, or some people say as standalones, meaning you can pick up a
Hmm.
book in the midst of a series and still feel like you had a complete story. But the Calvary Brothers, believe it or not, they actually came to me as a family. And I saw their mother, Leah, this Black matriarch, first. And then the boys came to me, her three sons, on this mountain, right? And I wanted to tackle some of the stereotypes that you see in perpetuated about small town America, that it looks one way, that it's a monolith,
Right,
right?
right.
That there are no Black people in small towns, that we all live in urban settings. And we know that's not true, because there's somebody probably on our show right now that's in a small town. I know I'm coming from a small town here in Florida. But
Hmm.
so I wanted to bring a Black family to small town America, and a healthy family, a family that, of course, is flawed, but not so dysfunctional that you get caught up in the dysfunction
I
and
love
lose
that.
the beauty of this family.
Yes, yes. And I think that's something to be celebrated. I think that often with books we do sometimes get caught up in the dysfunction where everything has to be a problem. There always, drama here, drama there, drama here, drama
Yes.
there. Everybody hates each other. They're about to kill each other. Sometimes, you can just have everyday family problems and it can still be a good story.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so this little book with this fun cover, and I love this cover, y'all. Fake it till you make it. Like, it's so fun. It makes me happy. I look at it and I smile because it just feels like a beautiful place. And I love the colors in it. But this book does heavy lifting because, like I said, it deals with my main character, Anne Marie, Black woman from the city. She's from DC because I live close to that city, right? So she's from DC. And like me, in my former life, I was a pediatric nurse practitioner, and Anne Marie has graduated from nursing school, but she can't pass her nursing exam. She keeps failing her licensure exam.
Mhm.
And so this is a woman who has, in some ways, failed to launch. Like, she's done the right thing. Like, I graduated from high school, I'm from a good family, I went to college, but she's being derailed because she can't pass her licensure exam. And then she meets this man who she thinks is wonderful. And he's not, he's wonderful on paper. And we know what men like that look like, right? Where they check all the boxes, but they don't
Yeah.
check the boxes that are good for your heart, right? For what
Yes.
she needs as a woman. And so she decides, you know what? I could do bad all by myself. And so she sets out to build her new life. And 4 hours into her new life, y'all, her car breaks down. Her vintage BMW breaks down in small town West Virginia. I know, right? I got to put the humor in there. So here she is. And when you're trying to start over, something always go wrong, right? You like, life be
Hmm.
life. So life is life for Anne Marie. Her car breaks down in small town West Virginia, and it's one job, exactly one job in the county bulletin. And it's working for this grumpy vet right here. And guess what? He don't even want to give her the job because he was like, you don't look like, with your cute little outfit on and your purple sparkly toes, you know what you're doing in the vet office. And you know what? She don't.
Right.
But it's okay, because guess what? He don't have no money to pay her. So they both faking it till they make it. And that's the title of the book.
Okay, now see, just the description has me smiling, so I already know that I'm going to enjoy the story. So
Yeah.
remind us when we can get these copies.
Okay. So Fake It Till You Make It is already out, y'all. This is the first book in the series. So you can start reading this book tonight. Okay.
All right.
And then Hard Habit to Break is book 2. This is the younger Calvary brother. This is Noah, our natural born charmer firefighter. Okay. He is book 2, and this is the girl next door. So this is second chance romance. This is the farmer's daughter, Rachel, who's come back home for her daddy's wedding. And guess what? She get roped into working with her ex on the town's redevelopment committee. He only want to come for the wedding. She don't want nothing to do with him. And she gets roped into what? Small town politics and big time rivalry in A Hard Habit to Break. So this one's on pre-order. And what I love about Rachel and Noah's story, so they are both delicious because Rachel, she is home from the West Coast. Now she's a California girl and she's an architect by trade. Okay. And
Uh-huh.
she comes home. Now, you know, when you come home, all of a sudden you ain't an expert in nothing no more. Now
Right.
she had made a name for herself on the West Coast, in the big city, name
The
in
big
lights.
city.
Yes, the big city. Right. But you come home and you know who you are again? You the farmer's daughter again. Right? Yep. You and there are people in this town, even with all Rachel brings to the table, that what? Want to remind her that she's the farmer's daughter. And she's gonna break some habits. When it says hard habit to break, not just with Noah, but with the town itself. And so, not that she has anything to prove, but the other thing that I love about Rachel's story is that Rachel is a Black woman, but she is white presenting. She's not
I
white
know you're doing.
passing. She's white presenting. She's a Black woman with fair skin. She has freckles and she has red hair. She's modeled after one of my family members. And so her journey is unique because Black is beautiful, but even us as a people, we have a mindset that Black looks one way,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't. And it doesn't. And so Rachel has some challenges that she has to confront in this story in going back home. And so I love this for her because there are things that she could not say as a child that she can very much address as an adult.
Well, I cannot wait to read this series. I'm gonna have to start from the beginning though. I already
Yes,
feel it. I'm gonna
yes,
have to start from the
mhm,
beginning. But
yes.
Sierra, but I need to remind everybody where they can find the books, but I very quickly, Dawn wanted to know when they're going to see more of the judgmental goats.
Oh my gosh. So, Don, that's a great question. So, yes. So, the judgmental goats. So, Billie Jean and Diana make another appearance in Hard Habit to Break. So, yes, you meet the goats in book 1 in Fake It Till You Make It, and they come back in A Hard Habit to Break. The goats are going nowhere. When I say if you like animals, like they are in this book. And yes, they do play a central role. And I hope you love Clam Clam. Clam Clam is her name is Clam Clam because she loves to scream, and that's short for exclamation point. So we call her Clam Clam instead of exclamation. So Clam Clam is so much fun, y'all. She brings so much personality to this couple because she really want her mommy and daddy to get along.
Well, Sierra, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. I really enjoyed talking with you. Your books sound like a blast. Please just very quickly let us know where we can find your books and how we can reach out to you.
Yes. So you can find my books everywhere where books are sold. So indiebooks.org, Barnes and Noble. And of course, you can find me on my website at SierraLondonAuthor.com. And I'm on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and always Facebook.
All right. Well, you heard it here. This is author Siera London. Thank you for to everybody who came out to support Siera. Um, Please think about subscribing to the show because we have wonderful guests like Siera every week. We're about to talk to another amazing author right after Siera, Miss Shaneisha Dodson. So make sure you stick around in the comments and let's keep the party going.
Yes, keep it rolling. Thanks, y'all.
Yes,
Appreciate you
yes.
so much, Rhonda.
I appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening. God bless you.
You too. Bye now.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was Miss Siera London. So I told y'all she was gonna be a hoot. So now we're gonna move right over to Shaneisha Dodson. But before we move over to Shaneisha, like I told you, I did find the flyer for where I'm going to be on Saturday. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay. Okay, I did find a flyer for where I'm going to be on Saturday. Why does my thing keep jumping? Every time I try to show y'all something, something crazy happens. I don't know what happens. I think it's just me. But if you are in Northern Virginia, I want to see you guys there. Here it is. I will be at the Blend Coffee House. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm gonna bring on Shaneisha while I'm doing it. There we go. Shaneisha, are you there?
I am here.
Okay, I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know if it's just my computer. Okay, here we go. All right, so everything just showed up at one time. So I'll be at the Blend Coffee Bar on Saturday from noon to 5 in Ashburn, Virginia. Like I said, I'll be signing copies of my books, Trust and Surprise Swipe Right. So come on out, meet me there. In fact, beat me there. And then go ahead and get a copy of both books. I'll have some special deals. I'll also have some really cool merch. I would love to see you there and meet you. We're going to have a good time. So that's it for that. I would like to talk to my guest now. I don't know what's going on with the system, but we are back. Hi, Shaneisha.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Welcome to the Horizons Author Lounge.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I think this is your first time in the lounge as well, isn't it?
It is. It's my first time. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I don't know why it's like crazy things are happening in your first time here, and I'm like, I usually try to treat my guests better.
It's okay. Things happen. It is what it is.
Yeah, this is what happens sometimes when you go live. But you know what? We're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna still have a good time. So,
Yes.
let's start off. First of all, thank you for being here. Tell me a bit about Shaneisha Dodson. Who is Shaneisha Dodson?
All right. Well, Shaneisha Dodson is an author. I am a director, producer, playwright, screenwriter, entrepreneur. So I juggle a lot of hats at one time, but everything stems around being creative. Born and raised in a small town in Arkansas, and I currently reside in Burbank, California.
Awesome. That's why it's still daylight where you are, because it's short
Yes.
nighttime here.
Yes.
Okay, so I was waiting for you to say the really cool part because you created a really cool doll.
Yes.
Tell us
I'm
about
also the
that.
creator of the first Black 18-inch superhero doll that I
Yes.
nicknamed Sugar Mama.
Come
So
on,
from
Sugar
Sugar
Mama.
Mama,
That is so cool.
Sugar Mama has she has her books and different things going on, and we're working on like animation for the future. But she is the first Black 18-inch superhero doll. That's her own character. So
Now,
Sugar Mama.
you have got to tell me, how in the world did you come up with such a concept?
hmm All right, just like Sierra during COVID. So I have a little niece who I nicknamed Sugar Mama, and she always loved a good bedtime story. So I decided to write a short book called The Adventures of Sugar Mama. And once I released the book, I used to get a bunch of DMs from parents about, oh, I read this book to my child every night. They love it so much. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I thought, how can I come up with a doll or something that they can have like a physical version of Sugar Mama in the household? So that's how I came up with the idea to create the doll. At the time we created it, we didn't know it was going to be like the first black 18-inch superhero doll, but we created it. The process took about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, from a sketch to a prototype to changing things up and to actually having the physical doll in my hand. So that's how the concept came about, Sugar Mama and the Adventures of Sugar Mama. So it all started from a small bedtime story.
That is so cool. And so you said it started with a bedtime story. So you actually created the bedtime story. Is the bedtime story an actual book too?
Yes. It all started from the book, The Adventures of Sugar Mama. So yeah, it's an actual book.
Oh wow. Do you have the book with you?
I do. So this is the original.
Oh, look at the cute Afro puffs.
Yep. Her magical hair. And she get her superpowers from eating chocolate chip cookies.
And
The
we all get
Adventures
our
of Sugar
superpowers
Mama.
from eating chocolate chip cookies.
Yep, that's where hers come from. Her cookies.
That's so cool. So how
Thank
did you know what Sugar Mama would look like?
So I wanted something that had realistic features. So that's how we started. I wanted 2 ponytails. I wanted like a realistic nose, like a darker skin tone. And then that's how we started. So that's one of the things people say when they see the doll. Oh my gosh, her nose looks so real. Yeah, because that's one of the features that we wanted to, show that, hey, this is really what some of our noses look like versus just having one doll and just changing the skin tone. We wanted to make all of our dolls unique. So that's how we determined it. I wanted Afro puffs. I wanted a realistic features. And then I wanted a darker skin tone because my niece has a darker skin tone. And I'm big on representation. Everybody needs to be able to see themselves represented in dolls, books, toys, animations, and things like that.
Oh, and that's huge. To have a doll who actually looks like the little girl who's playing with the doll, that's a big thing. I mean, I remember growing up, it was very important for me to have the Black Barbie. And the first Black Barbie, well, I don't know if she was the first. I think she was the first. She actually was a dark-skinned Barbie with an afro. And I loved it. But there were some who thought that the Black Barbie was ugly because the Black Barbie didn't have the long flowing hair like the white Barbie did. But I love the fact that she had an afro. So, but it's about representation. She looked like me. I had chocolate skin. I had thicker, coarser hair, so she looked like me.
Right, and that's us. Like our hair don't always grow down. Sometimes our hair grows up, and that's part of us being, magical too. Different things for different people. Again, like you said, representation. I know I did quite a few interviews where we talked about the doll, and that's one of the things people always talk about. Like growing up in Arkansas, there wasn't a whole lot of dolls that looked like me. So I heard people tell stories. This one lady told me a story. She's like, my mom is short. She's teeny tiny, but they went to like a Toys R Us. And she said, we went all through that store. We ended up finding one doll and it was on the top shelf. She said, my mama climbed all the way up to the top to get me that one doll. And she said, I would never forget that day, how that doll made me feel. So I was like, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's a beautiful thing that a doll can make you feel a certain way.
Absolutely.
So, what are some of the other feedback or some of the other comments that you're getting back from not just the doll but from the story?
So everybody loves it. One thing, everybody could love a doll, and then you can have a few people that'll send you like nasty direct messages and things like that. I had this guy sent me a message. Why would you name that doll Sugar Mama? You know what that means? That's tricking off on people. I was like, no, it doesn't always mean that. Like my niece's nickname is Sugar Mama. It's a lot of kids and older adults that have that nickname. It has nothing to do with making something for a child to kind of make it seem like it's something for adult. It's just a cute nickname that we gave her. So that's why we named the doll that. So yeah, some people
Right.
love it. And then you have emails like that too. So some people complain about the cost. Some people feel like, hey, I have a friend that's Asian, and she said one of her friends was like, well, I don't see anything special about it. Why is that doll so dark? And I explained to her, as Black people, we come in all different shades of color, and every shade is beautiful. So I chose to make my doll this color because it's the same color as my niece, and she's beautiful. So, but those are the type of things you get some of the good parts of it, and you get some of the bad. Overall, it's good. The good outweighs the bad, but I always say people gonna be people. They're gonna be
Well,
people.
as creators, that's something that we kind of have to almost be prepared for.
Yes,
As creators, we put our work into the world, and we have to be prepared for the good as well as the bad, especially with social media. Sometimes we're going to get instantaneous feedback, and it's
absolutely.
not
And like you
always easy
said,
to do.
right. And like you said, as an author, as a creative, you got to always have thick skin. Because you'll have some people that will absolutely love your book. They'll tell everybody about it. And then you'll have somebody that hate it, because it's subjective. Some people love your work and some people won't. But if you in a creative field, you do have to have thick skin.
But I'm sure that the good has outweighed the bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can
Now,
have somebody that's doing everything right and somebody have something negative to say about them. So, I
this
mean,
is
it's
true.
just a part of it. If it's something if you want to be an author, if you want to write, you got to have thick skin. It doesn't matter what people say. Be passionate about your craft and make it
I
happen.
saw I saw the coolest reel. I think I saw it yesterday. And it said something like, if you ever get down on yourself because people are criticizing you, just know that people criticize the pyramids. And the guy showed actual Yelp reviews of people
Mm-hmm.
criticizing the
Mm-hmm.
Egyptian pyramids. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing but sand around here. Why are they
Right.
all shaped like a triangle? Can't somebody clean up around here? People
Mm-hmm.
were actually criticizing the pyramid that are thousands of years old. So if
Right.
they are going to criticize something like that, then that means that we're not free from criticism either.
Right.
People
Absolutely. And the
criticize people.
pyramids are
They're going to
beautiful.
criticize us. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how people are, and that's okay. I mean, that's just how people are. You got to stay locked in on your goals and just keep moving forward.
Absolutely. So now, you mentioned that you are also a director and a playwright. Do we see a play or a cartoon or some type of animation in the future for Sugar Mama as well?
Absolutely. We've been working on an animation for a couple of years behind the scene, trying to get things together to do an animation for Sugar Mama. So she'll be her own little superhero going through teaching kids about the first day of school, helping them fight monsters and things like that. So, yes, absolutely. That's something we've been working on behind the scenes to try to get it going. So, Sugar Mama will be her own little character for her series, The Adventures of Sugar Mama.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Mm
That'll be really cool.
hmm. Mm hmm.
And now with is this something that you're going to get an animator for? Are you using AI to help with this? What's that going to look like? That process?
So right now I've been working with an animator. So I have a friend who knows somebody who's an animator. So we've started and stopped the process a few times, but yeah, with the actual animator. I know a lot of people are using AI for different things, but right now I was like, I want to stick with the animator and see can he actually get to that finish line.
I agree with that. I was working with a client a few months ago, and it meant a lot to her to hire an illustrator who actually hand drew all of the illustrations, and they
Mm-hmm.
came out beautifully. And she did talk with an animator who was going to use AI, and not that she was totally against the one who was going to use AI, but the one who actually hand drew all of the illustrations. There was just something special about those illustrations, and that was the one that she happened to lean toward. So I have nothing against AI. I just asked the question, just to ask the question.
Yeah, me either. Me either. Animation, not animation. AI is kind of cool. For certain things. I think it's good for like putting up posts and different things on social media. I feel like sometimes with the writing, I've seen things people have posted. Like sometimes with the writing, it's no emotion in it versus a human emotion.
Yeah.
Like you can feel it, but then you see the stuff that's written with AI, it's just flat. Like there's no emotion in it. But overall, I don't have an issue
Exactly.
with AI either. But I'm just like as a writer, I feel like if it's either writing like a play or a screenplay or a book, like if you don't feel something, that means I didn't do my job as a writer. So
Exactly. It's that human element. A computer,
mm-hmm.
what we want to call it, is never going to replace the actual emotion that you can put into
Mm-hmm.
your own writing. So yeah, get all the help you want with your
Mm-hmm.
computer, with your AI assistant
Mm-hmm.
or what have you, but you've got to put that human element into
Right.
your writing.
Right. Absolutely.
So now do you have any other plays or films that you're working on?
So I'm in post production right now for a film that I call like Checkout. So it's like a horror comedy and it's set
Ooh.
in Houston, Texas. Um, and these people go to this Airbnb and they end up getting stuck. Like if you pop this balloon, you're gonna be stuck in this Airbnb for eternity. But
Oh
it kind
my.
of brings awareness of um like capitalism, people owning a whole bunch of land and different things, and how it keeps getting passed down and changed into something different. So it starts off, you hear this lady talking about her family, how they've been owning land since way back when, and how now that
Mhm.
land has turned into commercial and residential properties. So you have these different guests that goes into this Airbnb. And as soon as they pop the balloon, they start to see the ghost in the house. And you pop that balloon, you're stuck in the house. So you have like an engaged couple, you have like a streamer, because that's kind of current day streaming things. And then you have like a blogger who's saved, like she loved God. So these people are stuck. You pop the balloon, you stuck inside this house. So that's checkout.
Sure gives you a whole different meaning to pop the balloon, huh?
Yes, yes. It's a very silly movie, but yes, it gives a different meaning to it. You pop that balloon, you stuck in the house. hmm
Oh man, so can we watch any of your films?
Well, we have a micro short up on our YouTube page called Lemon Pepper. So the little girl in Lemon Pepper, that's my niece. That's who inspired the book, The Adventures of Sugar Mama. So you'll see
Okay.
the book in there. You'll see the doll. You'll see her putting her little makeup on. But yeah, Lemon Pepper is on my YouTube page, Black Girls Productions.
Okay. So all right, so we have to find that. I don't know. Did you send me that link? Black Girls Production.
I did not, but I can send it to you. I think I
Okay.
just sent you the Brilliant Girl web link.
Yeah, you sent me the Brilliant Girl.
hmm
Can you type it in the private chat and then I'll put it in the public chat?
Yes. Let me find the chat.
Yeah, we gotta tell people how to find you so we can watch you so we can subscribe to your YouTube channel.
All right.
Yeah, we can give you some views and some monetization.
Thank you. Because we starting to build our little channel up.
Yeah, this is what we do. We support the people.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
So now while Shaneisha is typing this, I need y'all to make sure you click on the brilliantgirl.com with the comments, and it's on the screen right now. And take a look at The Adventures of Sugar Mama, the book. And then can people order the doll?
Yes, everything is on the site. We have dolls, paint sheets, puzzles, doll clothes. So everything is on www.thebrilliantgirl.com.
Okay, yes. So make sure you go to thebrilliantgirl.com, get the book, get the doll, get some dog clothes for the dog, because you can't have the baby wearing the same thing every day.
That's one of the good things about the Sugar Mama doll too, because she comes with 2 outfits. So she has her little apron on with her cookie logo on it, and then the apron dress comes off, and you see her superhero dress. So she got 2 outfits and some pink boots.
Oh, okay. I love
She
it.
got it all.
That is so cool. So, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the show. Well, we have a couple more minutes.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Daniel is on it. Black Girlz Productions. So look for Black Girlz Productions. Go to YouTube. Look for Black Girlz Productions. That's GIRLZ, not S, but Z.
Yes.
Productions with an S. And make sure everybody goes and subscribes to the page, because we got to get us some subbies, and then watch the what is it called, the lemon pepper film.
Lemon Pepper, that's our micro short. So Lemon Pepper is on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. So look for Lemon Pepper, and everybody watch that so we can give her some views. Because you know, the more views she gets, that helps with monetization. Yeah. So we are here to support each other and build each other up. This is what we do here in the Horizon Author Lounge.
And we appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. All right. So but yeah, so we've come to the end of the show, but what I would like before we end is you are kind of hitting creator ownership in a couple of different ways, you know, through books, through film production, and you're even making physical products now with the dolls. So what is something that what is some advice that you would give to somebody who is maybe trying to trying to monetize in a few different ways, or you know, maybe they're trying to find their own niche, so to speak. What's some advice that you would like to give them?
I always tell people to do your research. What you want to do really quickly is write down, okay, I got this book, The Adventures of Sugar Mama. How many different sources of income could I turn this one book into? And then draw that in the middle of your circle, and then branch out. You know, it could be a film, it could be a puzzle, it can be a coloring book, it can be birthday wrapping paper, it can be Christmas wrapping paper. But whatever you want to do, put that in the middle and then draw out from it. How many different sources of income can I make for that? So that'll be a book, and you can turn it to about maybe 10 sources of income. So start with one, branch out, and then move on from that. And that's how you'll keep stacking.
And this doesn't have to be hard, because you can go to a site like Printify or Printful, and you can take your piece of art, let's say your maybe a scene from Sugar Mama, and actually turn that into a puzzle. You can also turn it into a t-shirt, and you can turn it into a hoodie, you can turn it into a backpack, and now you have your merch. You can maybe make it into a board game. You can make it into Christmas decorations. So now you have a whole line just based on your one story.
Absolutely. If you want to dig and do a little bit more research, always look at the factories in China. You'll have to buy in bulk, but the cost will be way cheaper.
This is true. This is true. I don't do the China thing, but other people do, and it's a good way, and the cost is way cheaper.
Yeah, you just have to get it in like bulk, like big orders, but it's a lot cheaper. But it's whatever way works for you.
Exactly.
Everybody's budget is different. People don't have the storage for large quantities of things, so you got to do what works for you.
Right. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do the China thing, because I just don't have the space to have bulk and inventory. The little bit of inventory I do keep me happy, trying to get rid of it.
Understood.
Yeah. But no, but see, I have a business partner. She keeps has all kinds of t-shirts. But the other problem is I'm not mailing anything. People that were like, well, why do you sell your books through Amazon? Because I'm not mailing books. I still have a full-time job and I host 2 podcasts. I'm not mailing books. I don't have time. So order the book through Amazon and they can mail it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to.
See, that works for you. You got to do what works for you.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, just like Shaneisha said, you have to do what works for you. I mean, yeah, you might save some money, but if it's gonna be at the cost of your time, and if it's gonna be at the cost of your mental health, then it's not really saving you anything. So you've got to do what works for you. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad we touched on that because I talk to people about that a lot. Yeah. So but Shaneisha, thank you so much for joining me here in the Horizons Author Lounge. If you ever want to come back, all you have to do is say the word. Congratulations on the doll. I wish we could have. You don't happen to have the doll with you, do you?
You gotta always be ready. You never know when people want to see your doll. Look at them boots. You gotta be ready.
I meant to ask you that earlier. I was like, I want to share the doll. Yes.
That's her dress.
I love
She
it.
has an apron dress too, but this is her. And everybody love them boots.
Come on, girl. Yes.
Yep.
Come on with the pink boots.
Yep. That's the sugar
And the
mama
afro
doll.
puffs.
Oh yeah, her puffs, her little nose.
I love it.
Yep.
Shaneisha, you have made my night. Thank you so very, very much.
You are welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. You have a wonderful evening. God bless you in all that you do and all that you touch. I appreciate you being here tonight.
Thank you. And God bless you too. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, y'all. That was Shaneisha Dodson. As you can see, she is doing amazing things in this space. That's right, Mark. She said she had to stay ready. She had the doll. And yeah, watch out, Barbie. So I told y'all this was going to be an amazing show. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Please make sure that you support both of these amazing, amazing authors. They're, like I said, they're doing some amazing things in this space. And I just hope that you enjoyed the show. Make sure if you are in this area in the DMV, I'll remind you once again that I will be doing my book signing on Saturday at the Blend Coffee House. It'll be a book fair in Ashburn, Virginia. We'll be there from noon to 5 p.m. It'll be at the Southern Walk Plaza. It's the Blend Coffee Bar Book Fair. So I hope that you'll be there. I'll be signing copies of my book, Trust, and my other book, my newest book, Surprise Swipe Right. So I would love to see you there. We're gonna have a good time. We're just really gonna have a good time. So okay. So that's all I have for tonight, guys. Don't forget to sign the petition. Remember the Creators' Rights Movement 1,000 Names in 30 Days campaign starts on April 1st. If you want more information, go to the Creators' Rights Movement website. Oh, thank you so much, Mark. Yeah, we both have events going on in April. I have a couple of events going on in April. I'll tell you about the next event next week. But don't forget about the Creators' Rights Movement campaign. Like I said, it starts on the 1st of April. I'll be giving you some factoids about creators' rights all throughout the month of April. This is going to be a great campaign, guys. Lots of great information. So just stay tuned to all of the Meet the World Image Solutions platforms for more information on that. But that's all we have for tonight, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night on Black Authors Matter TV, and then I'll see you right back here next week for another amazing episode of the Horizons Author Lounge. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. I hope you guys subscribe to the YouTube page. We are growing this page. We are monetizing this page, and I can't do it without your support. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening and a blessed week. Love you. Bye-bye.